Water rates in Southern California have skyrocketed in the past few years. Tonight, in a CBS 2 News hidden camera investigation, we found some water executives spending money like the water they regulate. Investigative reporter David Goldstein has the story.
They raise their glasses and toast. Our hidden cameras captured these three directors of the Metropolitan Water District drinking wine and toasting just days after your water rates went up for the 6th year in a row. They were staying at a downtown LA hotel and eating meals, charging some of it to ratepayers, using your money.
We discussed everything, transparent.
James Blake, who represents Fullerton, was one of them. He's seated in the middle of the table. Receipts that we obtain show Blake stays at the downtown Marriott just about every month during the board's 2-day meetings instead of driving home. The Water District allows it. We found charges for rooms and the hotel lounge. Blake claims the bottle of wine we videotaped him bringing to the table was from his personal wine cellar. But he defends charging ratepayers for the hotel and meals, claiming his 27-mile commute to Fullerton would be too much.
Well, how many hundreds of thousands of people in Los Angeles make that same drive and they don't have the luxury of staying at a hotel?
I'm not concerned with them.
You're not concerned with them at all, but they're the ones that are paying the extra money now. You just raised rates.
We found receipts for other directors who also stay at downtown hotels during the meetings, including board chairman John Foley. He's on the right during the toast. Earlier that day, we videotaped him checking into the downtown Marriott at ratepayer expense instead of driving home to Laguna Niguel. At the hotel lounge, he was greeted by the bartender.
Hi, sir. How are you? Hey. Want a glass of wine?
Foley nods yes. Later, we saw him drinking, and a hotel receipt we obtained shows a lounge charge. But at the next board meeting, his handlers ushered him away.
Can I talk with you 1 second?
The Metropolitan Water District is a government agency that's the wholesale supplier of water to many cities throughout Southern California, including Los Angeles. They've raised rates nearly 70% over the past 6 years, and they're looking at raising again next year. So we wanted to find out how the district is spending its money. We obtained credit card statements and expense reports for dozens of executive employees and found them spending money like water. More than $1 million in charges over a 20-month period for conventions, meetings, trips all across the U.S. From January 2010 through August of last year, it breaks down to more than $828,000 in airfare, $193,000 in hotels, and $56,000 in meals. We found lavish charges like a $599 a night hotel room in D.C., dinners including expensive New York strip steak, rack of lamb, and Maine lobster, car service charges, even a helicopter rental, plus other perks such as $16 hotel in-room movies and minibar charges for everything from M&Ms to bottled water.
People charging Evian water to hotel rooms. You find that ironic?
I'm not aware of those. I'd have to look into it.
Metropolitan Water District General Manager Jeff Keitlinger, who himself made more than $300,000 last year, says there's nothing wrong with it.
What do you say to ratepayers when they look at all the expenses and the meals and the hotels and the airfare, and rates have gone up so much and they're going to go up again?
It's a necessary cost of doing business.
Keitlinger says the rate hikes are necessary to repair an aging infrastructure, and he says he has cut expenses over the years. But we found receipts for him, including a $680 dinner for 6 at Donovan's Steakhouse in San Diego, a $172 dinner for 2 at STK Steakhouse in Las Vegas, and an $1,861 dinner for 20 at the Water Bar in San Francisco, including 6 bottles of wine at an average cost of $55 each. Alcohol is not prohibited, and ratepayers paid for every drop.
That was a celebration dinner for passing the 2009 legislation, so we authorized a purchase of alcohol for that. That was an exception.
And you think the average taxpayer, the average homeowner, the average water user can understand that?
You know, we've covered this a bit, yes.
Chris Vosberg of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association says it's wrong.
Why is a good bottle of wine the necessary cost of doing business? Why does someone have the even mentality where they associate wine and water. This is just nonsense. This is self-serving nonsense.
We'll look forward to wrapping this up.
But Keitlinger says the wining and dining are only a small portion of their $1.6 billion budget. However, it's one that ratepayers may remember the most. David Goldstein, CBS 2 News.
If you have a news tip for David, you can call 818-655-2442 or email us at KCBS TV Investigations at cbs.com.